Welcome to VP4 TV, a tactical genius production. Here is a list of upcoming matches in the 2023 Virtual 9-Ball World Championships. I try to stream what I think will be the best matches to watch and offer a good standard of play. Please subscribe to my YouTube and Twitch channels so you can join in the stream chat.
What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach.
The trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
When things look bad, and it looks like you're not gonna make it, then you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
We don't make mistakes here. We just have happy accidents.
Well, good evening, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome back to VP4 TV. We have a big match tonight. There's actually a couple of matches on, but this is the main focus for us tonight. We have REELPOLANDPOWER, Stubb as he will be known for the rest of the night, from the USA, pretending he's Polish, and Spectredawn from the United Kingdom. And, well, in that little intro, where it says that both players have yet to win a virtual 9-ball world championship, that's not strictly true. Stubb did win one in VP3, but that was a long, long time ago. And neither player have won nothing in the championships. So they both stand still waiting to prove themselves. Spectredawn having won a whole barload of Friday night 9-balls, but he's yet to do it in the big one. Likewise with Stubb. So one of them's going to go to the one-loss side tonight. It's who's going to take advantage of this break, who's going to get the luck, the usual stuff. And the other, I think their frailties could both even each other out. I mean, Spectredawn is looking to get good safeties in, good choices of push-outs if he needs to. And Stubb, well, he'll do as usual, but if Stubb gets his break going and gets on balls and shots, likewise, Spectredawn, they could be running a few racks, each of them, but, you know, that's in the lap of the gods. I don't know whether Steve's coming tonight. I presume he is. I'm going to tab out to have a quick look. Just hang on a sec.
Welcome to VP4 TV. You're watching a Tactical Genius production. Please welcome your commentary team for this match, 9ball.com and super admin aka Steve Chaplin, CEO and President of Celeris, Inc. Good luck to both players.
Well, Steve is in the building. Welcome to Steve. Right, Steve, I'm just going to leave it to you. You can get your say on this matter.
Well, you know, it's hard to say because Stubb is somewhat of a wild card. What we've seen from him in the cribbage and the 10-ball tournament was that he was trying to play safe more. He was trying to play a little smarter. And, you know, the question is that trend going to continue? I think that's the places he needs to get better is better choices, better safety kicking game, less blasting. And he's shown signs of that. So what's going to happen now? I mean, who knows? I think he might even be the favorite if he plays smart, and that's a big if. Obviously, we know what Spectredawn can do. So I mean, he's more of a known quantity, I think.
Yeah. What about his fairly poor choices in push-outs and safeties. What about that? I think that might even the matter out at some point.
Well, I mean, that's the weakest part of his game. I think, you know, his pattern play is better than Stubbs. So he's got an advantage there, but you know, he does not do other things that well. And I'm sure he's probably worked on that some too. I mean, I think everybody's trying to get better, and you know, it's easy to say, oh, well, just play safe, but you know, you've got to be able to execute the safety. Patterns play is not always that obvious, and you know, push out situations, understanding what's a good push out and what's a bad push out. It's not something that you're going to learn overnight. So hopefully we'll see some improvement by both players in those areas. We know they both can run out, but I think Stubbs more of a wild card because he's Stubb.
Yeah.
Bill's calling it, or no, Hogg's calling it 1916 Stubb.
Yeah, I think
Bill called it 1915 Spec.
Most are going for Spectredawn, but I think that I'm going to go 1915 to Stubb, only because he gets lucky now and again.
Well, you know, 9-ball allows you to be lucky more, so it kind of fits his style a little better. But you know, we'll see. I mean, hopefully we're going to see a good match.
Oh, I think it should be good. I mean, it's got the right ingredients. You've got both guys fighting to try and prove themselves in these tournaments and go all the way, and neither have done so. And you know, they've got their reputations to live up to. Spectredawn has all the records in the Friday Night 9-ball, but he's still not proved it when it matters. And when it matters, it's in these big things where you have to go the distance, you have to stay the distance, you have to have that level of consistency. I mean, the one thing about Spectredawn is he regularly gets himself out of tricky situations, probably more often than a lot of players. Awkward looking tables, he seems to have a notion to get his way out on them. And that might give him the slight edge that way. But this break is going to be the telling thing tonight. I think it's who's going to pinch these dry breaks the most.
Yeah, breaking's important. And you know, I know if everybody listens to me on these things, they probably think, you know, I kind of focus on the negative some, but you know, the reality of this when you get good players is the negative is what really matters, because everybody can run out, and you know, you can play beautifully, but make too many mistakes and you end up losing. I mean, that is really the crux of the matter. Once you get beyond the break, it becomes mistakes, and to win these things, you just got to cut down on the mistakes, and both these players need to do that. We'll see what happens, and nobody's immune to it. Like I said the last stream, I saw Shane make 3 mistakes in the first game of the 10-ball tournament going on the other day. You know, it's like 3 mistakes would be a lot for him in a whole match.
Well, the room is up. Nobody's in except me and Steve.
Well, they'll be coming.
We'll have the lag for the break. The player in the top of the HUD is the player on the right-hand side of the table. We've got Larry playing his match tonight. I don't know whether, I never checked the lobby to see if Quagmire had arrived, but Larry is playing Quagmire in his match, which is a round 2 match as well. So we'll tab in and out and have a look at the scores on that. So here we go. Well, Spectredawn on the right.
Now you got to wonder why Spectredawn's rating is so much higher than Stubbs. That's a big difference.
Well, that's part and parcel that Stubb doesn't play anywhere near the amount of Friday Night Nine Balls that Spectre does. He's built that up with a lot of the wins in the Friday Night Nine Ball and going deep into the tournament.
Yeah, maybe Stubbs playing against a lot of better players, which will definitely make it harder to get your rating way up.
Maybe Larry's going to get a walkover. That looks a bit heavy to me, that on the right. It looks a bit heavy, but then again, Stubbs was heavier. Spectredawn wins the lag. So here we go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the break stats go, because we've seen some pretty one-sided stats in some of these matches.
He's short of the line. Let's see if that changes.
Well, it definitely changes, because it changes how the ball flies. I mean, that's something you don't see too many people trying. But I can tell you that that's not a bad thing to try, pulling the ball back, because the ball is flying, and you know, whether it flies all the way there or bounces into the one ball, or, you know, what happens is affected by that distance.
Well, break was dry, and that's if that's Stubbs' idea of a safety straight off the bat, then it's not looking good.
Well, I think it was the right idea. I mean, just
touch like a sledgehammer.
Well, you know, here's the thing: is you could shoot the bank shot there, but the safety was easy. Now, obviously, you got to be able to execute it, and you know, you would think he'd be practicing his safe so that he would be more prepared, because you can do the right thing all day, but if you execute it poorly, it kind of doesn't end up being the right thing anymore.
So welcome everybody. I notice a lot of people have come in. Welcome to, is that Nixana or Nick, as he used to be known? Magician, welcome everybody. Welcome to Tam and anybody else that I've missed. Let's hope we've got a match.
Well, Tam might be partying tonight. Greetings, Earthlings.
Yeah. So, Tam, are you getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to see if you can see the Northern Lights? I'm not. Where's this cue ball going? Oh, here he is. First visit tonight.
That was very poorly done. I don't have a problem with him shooting in the side pocket, but he completely lost the cue ball there. I mean, that's a situation where, you know, he got a little funny on the three, so he shot in the side. No big deal, but you can't lose a cue ball like that.
Well, I'm giving this to Stubb.
Yeah, well, you know, this is what you need to do. Everything's nice and controlled. Dink, 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 dink. You know, Stubb plays smart, and he does this kind of stuff and gets out on all these kind of racks. He's going to be hard to beat.
Now, that's the big stun draw there. You see the pace he hit that ball at, but you see how the cue ball came back. That's the shot that I keep saying everybody needs to perfect, because that gives you much better control on drawing the ball rather than digging too deep in that cue ball. So a gift for Stubb, and he gets first blood.
Yep. Now he just broke from the default spot.
Well, like I say, that worked for me for 2 or 3 breaks, and then it dried up, and he's dry as well.
Yeah.
Big pocket where the 9 ball is.
That's going to be the best place to break from, but we'll see.
Big pocket. I mean, you can hit this into the rail, and it'll still get off the 9.
This is a rack that should be run out. So, I mean, this is probably the trickiest part right here, is making sure you come up with a shot. If you hit this wrong, you could end up with no shot. You need to make sure the cue ball or the 2 ball stays in front of the pocket, and you're going to take the cue ball 2 rails. Well, yeah, he's hitting this with inside. Now I don't get this.
Well, I think
you just don't go 2 rails.
Well, I think he's probably worried that the two might have gone in, and it's all gone wrong. You got it right, Steve.
Yeah, but you go 2 rails and you still have the shot on the 3 too. I mean, I don't get that. And the funny thing is like inside is something most players want to avoid. You know, I mean, if you're really good, then maybe well, that's not very good. Stub here's Stub trying to get safe again, and
yeah,
you know, he could have run that cue ball around the table and maybe tried to get behind the 3, the 8, the 9, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was a delicate little shot, which, you know, if you didn't pull it off, you're going to sell out, which is what happened.
So odds-on certainty here that we're going to have a tied game straight away.
Nope, the table is not changing. I mean, I could do that, but it's not actually changing.
Well, I mean, I take it there's still the anomalies in the actual rack, Steve. This is what maybe is confusing Chimpy a little bit, because you know you can break from the same position in the break box all you want. The rack is not going to break the same way every time, simply because of the anomalies in the rack. You know, certain balls are probably touching, or what's deemed to be touching, and certain balls aren't. And there's still that maybe little tilt in the rack as well. It's not as noticeable as it used to be, but that does affect the break. So 1 rack apiece.
Boy, Stubb just wants a...
Well, he wants to get his touch down pat, which he probably will do as he warms up, because I don't think he's done any practice.
Well, you know, playing safe is something you got to practice, because it's not something you're just going to be able to do.
We took bets earlier on. I said 4.5 minutes before Stubb get muted, but that was 9 minutes. So I lost that bet. Stubb has been muted for an hour, so there'll be no more comments from Stubb. And that's going to end up safe.
Well,
of course, the two balls dead where it is. Let's have a look and see whether.
Yeah, that bank does not go. So this is a tricky kind of safe. I think he's playing it the right way, and
that will be not too bad if it just doesn't catch the knuckle. That was the only thing that brought it back into play.
Yeah, and this ball does not bank. So now, you got a pretty good safety play behind the 7 and 4. Getting the line right is a little tricky, and there's a pocket there.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you've got a good feel for the billiards, that's a nice place. Is run it behind the 7-4.
I like that comment, Matt, because no sooner have you said I've got a decent break now. I think wait till the next time you get into a match and you break, and then you'll be binning that idea.
Okay, well, that was a lot safer play than going for what I was talking about, and we'll see how effective it is. Is he going to shoot this? I'm not sure he is. He is not, and I don't know what this is. I think that was supposed to be a safety.
Well, you know what Stubbs going to do here? He's going to have a blast and try and spin and catch that 6 and 9 ball.
Well, this is tough.
I don't know whether he can. This line doesn't look perfect.
No, he can bank this. What you should do is bank this and draw it into the 6.
No.
Because
I mean,
that just was never going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to have a blast. I mean, you might as well play the 9 ball here. You got to spin this up.
The thing is, he's so close that I don't think he can he get enough action in this to actually hit this if he hits the face?
Oh, yeah. He can definitely hit this 2 ball, and with some speed.
I'm thinking it might hit the 6. Oh, no, he's hit it softer than I thought he was going to.
Yeah, he could have hit it harder. I mean, he may have been trying to come up safe. I think he. Well, we'll see. With Spectredawn doesn't seem to have the greatest safety game.
Well, this is a delicate touch if he's trying to sneak
Well,
along the rail
no,
to the 7.
what you do is you draw this. You draw this to the end rail and come up behind the 6. You angle the 2 ball and draw it.
Well, that's
I don't know
that's not
what
really
that is.
that's not really put any pressure on Stubb, has it? That's
No, and you know, now Stubb needs to figure out, how do I play safe here? And this is a little tricky. You could play the 7 ball if you want.
yeah, he could stun into it. Yeah.
The problem with doing that is the 4 could hook you, the 6 could hook you. There's a lot of ways you're not coming up with a shot. You could go zigzag, long rails with the middle of the end rail and the other end, and hold the cue ball. That's not a bad choice. Didn't quite get there, but I think he gave the bank up. Let's see what this looks like.
It's tight, but it goes.
That ball can be banked. Yeah, now it's interesting seeing these guys that don't play safe well play safe over and over again. And Stubbs actually had better ideas than Spectredawn.
Now, this is tricky if he's going to try and get out of there. I can't believe he's going to try and get out of there with the cue ball, because there's... Yeah, I think he's... Well, I don't think that's going to be the best idea either, because...
That was a tough play. He just sold out.
This can get cut in, no problem. Yeah. Now he's going to brush off the 6, and that might take him up the middle of the table. He'll still see the 3.
Yeah, this is a little tricky getting the speed on this.
You can still see it.
He's good. No, that's perfect. That was a good shot.
Now, did he try and get into the tiny gap and play it down to us, or did he try and leave it for the combo? What do you think? I think the natural line he wants...
combo. And I would go straight across. I would go below the 6, not above it. Just straight across. Just like that. And he didn't hit it very well because he got too close to the 4 ball. Let's see what he's going to do. It looks like he's going to bank it, which I actually like that play. Well, now he's looking like he's going to cut it. But you can cut this into the rail. You just got to, make sure you come up with a shot on the 4. Yep. And he didn't come up with a shot on the 4. You got to get that cue ball to be in the other 3 quarters of the table. He got in the quarter where there's no shot.
Well, this is a feather edge, and try and use that 6 ball, get the cue ball down this bottom rail. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be feathering it and getting the pace in it and coming down this end of the table.
This ball will bank.
Is it off the rail? Yes, it will.
You'd have to hit it with inside.
Yes, that's the shot I would have played to try and get in behind the 6. It's still... I mean, it's not a hook, but it's still tricky just to get the touch in this, right?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't bad. I mean,
now he doesn't want to set this up against the 9, because you know what Stubb will do if there's any snip of this leaving a combo.
Well, that's a play though. Use the 9 ball to control the speed. Well, just like that. That was well done.
He has because that's a good result because he's covered the 4 ball. That's a good shot.
I mean, the thing is the 4 ball is going to stop right there. So, and is he going to get lucky?
Oh, he certainly has.
And you can see the edge of the 4 ball, although I'm not sure that's so wonderful. I'd probably be kicking at this.
Oh no,
I'd try to kick this in the corner pocket, and if you come up short, well, I wouldn't hit it like that. I would have shot at the speed, kick in the corner at a speed that if you came up short, it would roll out on the end rail. Yeah, he might have a play on the 9 ball, but go ahead and give him that at that point. So there should be no problem here. I'm not sure why he's looking around so much.
Larry's 4-1 up already, yeah.
Now, this is the kind of shot where, you know, I like using a teeny bit of English to help it, but not a lot of English. I don't try to throw this ball, just a teeny bit of English to kind of get rid of some of the natural throw. Because if you crank this up with English, it gets pretty touchy. And you could end up hitting the 6 ball. Yeah, he hit that hard enough. He hit. See how close that was to the 6? He hits that a little easier, and that throws right into the 6 ball.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all good now. He's and this is an interesting seeing Stubb get involved in a match like this.
Just needs to keep running. That's fine. Now, you do want to tweak this a wee bit with inside just a
little. You don't need a lot, just a little.
Because the 9's off the rail, so even if he is bedhead cut wise, he'll still get it in, no problem. That's fine.
Yeah, that's perfect. This is going to be an interesting match because both these guys are trying to play the right way. And unfortunately, neither one are doing that great a job of it. But the idea is there, and I just got to wonder how much these guys have been practicing this. I mean, obviously they're trying to play a moving game, but how much have they really practiced it?
Well, 3
At
ball
this point,
in the break.
it doesn't look like very much, but maybe they're just a little nervous or haven't got into it yet, and maybe it's going to get better. So I'd try to bump the 2 here if it was me. He doesn't look like he's going to do that. He looks like he's going to go back and forth, which is fine too. You know, if you're confident with this shot, this is a good shot to shoot at. It's actually safer than bumping it if you're confident in it.
Needs to watch the 6 ball though. Needs to watch the 6 ball.
And you know, if you're going to shoot that, you've got to, you know, I don't know if he's trying to get straight or what. He might have tried to be getting straight. I would have been on the other side of that for sure because there's just a lot more room. But, you know, that's a mistake to hook yourself. You may get in a situation where you have to play safe, but you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you have to kick it, boss.
Welcome to Hair Pig.
Hair Pig's here.
Now, it's interesting the way this 5 ball is finished. Because the 5-7 isn't a combo. And where Spectredawn is on the 4.
This is pretty straightforward. You just go behind it and try to hit the 5.
Uh-oh.
See, you had to try to hit the 5. If you caught a piece of the 7 and then the 5, you'd be okay. But you could not afford to hit behind the 7 like that. And so I don't know if that was a case of make sure or what, but, you know, you should have been playing more up, you know, where you were going to get the 5, even if it was a 7 first.
Now, how costly a scratch is that going to be? Is Stubbs' break going to work?
Well, we'll see. I mean, so far we haven't been seeing break and runs, but you got to expect with these players that that's going to start happening. The thing about Stubb is he pockets balls really well.
So the gap is there. Yeah, just a straight up and down Larry break. Oh, look at the 9 ball, and it's dry. It's dry. And, well, what does Spectredawn do here? He's not got a pot past the 8 ball, and if he's going to pot that into the other corner, that's tough. He's got to try and miss the 7, and he's trying to bank the 1 into the 9, missing the 7. Oh, good effort.
Yeah, it's just tough at that angle.
But the outcome isn't bad. Now, will this bank?
Well, you can't shoot this shot because getting on the 2 is going to be very difficult. There is a shot to get on the 2. You'd have to hit it with top,
it's off the rail.
Right, and a lot of speed.
Oh dear. Well, that's a shocker.
Well, I mean, he's trying to play safe and he's doing a crappy job. A for idea.
D for
D
execution.
for,
yeah.
Execution.
Well, we've got, including Steve and me, we've got 9 in the room. They should all be in the stream. Oh dear. Well, there's the next mistake. And Stubb is going to have he's going to use the jaw, I think. Let's have a look around.
Well, I would tell you this about, playing in these games where a guy start moving and stuff, is that it can take people out of stroke. It can take them out of rhythm. In real life, guys will try to do this to you, or they start playing safe a lot. And I've played guys where they get ball in hand with a table that's easily you could easily run out, and they play safe and lock in a ball. And what they're trying to do is take you out of your game. And Spectredawn may be being affected by this some. He's playing at a rhythm he's not used to, and that can be detrimental.
Well, that's not a great shot either, because there's no way he should be interfering with a 6 ball.
And you just shoot this in the side pocket.
Left the cue ball shot.
Yeah, this is fine. Well, I don't know why he hit it that hard. It was simple to just leave it in front of that corner pocket. You just wanted to bump it. You didn't want to blast it like that.
Well, he'll be going up right, so he has to just make sure he avoids the side pocket. Oh no, he's come back the other way. I think that's probably the wise move. I thought the angle would have took him up right, but that'll do.
Put a little English on it, bring it straight back. That wasn't too tough. And that is the right way to play that.
Well, I'm sticking with my prediction, 19-15 to Stubb.
And a lot of pool left. But, so far Stubb's been the better at running out. But safety game-wise, these guys are both making tons of mistakes. And the way I count mistakes when I play is a missed shot's a mistake and a bad safety is a mistake. I don't consider getting out of line. You get out of line, you have to play safe, a mistake. Maybe you count it as a third of a mistake or half a mistake because you didn't actually get out, but you can still control the table. But when you play a bad safety, you're going to lose control of the table, and it's pretty much like missing a ball.
Well, that was not easy. But Spectredawn, I think he's going to have to use the rail like Stubb did in the previous shot.
But
my donut's gone.
Yeah, this should be no problem. Now I don't think he has to masse this because the one ball's sticking out enough. I think he could get it without masseing it. He obviously doesn't think so.
Well,
I thought he could catch a piece of the one ball just by really spinning it up. And the thing is, if it's close, you can do kind of a kill shot with English that'll curve a little more. I didn't think he needed to masse that. So Stubb got a reprieve, and Spectredawn is probably going to lose this game. The critical thing here is getting an angle on the 3 where you can get to the 4.
Yeah, I do believe he'll want to get to the short side of the 4. I don't think he's intending to leave a combo, but You know, where
This
he's
is
got
not.
himself
This
here
is
is not
not.
great.
This is not the angle. This is the angle where you're probably going to be playing a combination on the 7. He's drawing this ball, which I think he's afraid he's going to hit the 9. It's close.
Oh, now hang on a minute. Oh, it's checked up in the rail.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, he just put the ball in the wrong position. You wanted to be on the other side of the 3. You could have drawn it past the 8 ball and come off the rail and down. He just got on the wrong side of the 3. I mean, that's
a good safety.
Wasn't
That's a good
pattern
one.
play. Well, he finally has
Let's
pulled
watch
off
the
a good
replay
one.
of that
He
last
shot
shot.
at a lot of them, so he gets a for the idea and an A for the execution on that one. And this ball can be kicked in, but that wasn't close. I mean, that's the kind of ball that you know, if you watch a pro in real life kick at that ball,
he'd hit that 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and they're probably going to kick it in maybe a third of the time, because maybe more than that. At that angle, I'd say a third, because the way the ball was sitting off the rail, it was a big ball as far as kicking it in. When you're like within ½ inch of the rail, the ball gets pretty big. Like a 1/4 inch, 1/8 to 1/4 inch is really perfect.
Well, Spectredawn staring at 5-1 here right now.
Yeah, and you know, this is actually a great for Stubb, because what's happening, he's getting positive reinforcement. You know, when you play safe and you get ball in hand and then run out, you start going like, whoa, this is pretty good. I should do this more often.
Yeah.
Now, with a better player that kicks better that might have hit that, maybe you don't get as much positive feedback. But right now, that's looking like a, you know, that was a game-winning shot.
Oh, I'm all for a good safety. Yeah. We'll see how Spectredawn reacts to that. 2 balls okay.
Yeah, he got a little straight on that 8 ball, but he's okay. Stubb hadn't missed too many balls here. I don't know what the percentage is, but he has not missed too many balls.
Well, the centre break ain't working. He's dry again.
He's gonna need to change something up, because he's had a lot of dry breaks.
It ain't working, and he's not really left anything on for Spectredawn. Now here we go. He's lining up a push shot here, a push out. Let's see what he does, because he might be. He's looking over where the 3 is. Is he going to entice Stubb into a bank? I think he is.
Well, the bank's easy. The question is, can you get on the 2 ball? And that's a little tricky.
He's going to take some of this 2 ball if he's playing the bank. Is he?
You know, there's not a, you know, bumping the 2 ball is going to do you much good here. And if you hit it with any speed, you're not going to bump the 2 ball.
Now he's trying to avoid it. So, cracking bank. It's going to have to be a tricky little combo here, I think. Let's have a look at this.
Boy, this is the kind of combo you don't like shooting. The only good thing about this is the 4 ball is off the rail an amount that it makes it big. I never like these, but you know, he's been shooting good. So, well, he tried to go by it.
He tried to get it in.
That there wasn't much room going by that. I'm a little bit surprised he tried to get by it.
I needed a lot of convincing that 2 would go past the 4.
It would, but it was pretty tight.
So this is a bonus for Spectredawn. I think he'd probably given that rack up there, having saw, you know, the bank go in. So that failed combo looks likely to cost Stubb the rack. How many might it cost him now? Will Spectredawn fire up, as Stubb says?
Yeah, well, and so far nobody's got anything going with the break and runs, but they're both capable. But getting this kind of rack is the kind of thing that can get players in rhythm, and Spectredawn looks to be playing a little better rhythm right now, and that's going to bode well for him. If he can make a break and get a shot on the low ball here with a reasonable table, I think he's going to run out this next rack too.
Sticking with his break.
This is not looking like anything.
7 ball, 2 ball.
And he's got a good rack. So I expect him to run this out. He seems to be starting to look more like what everybody's used to seeing.
Oh, it'll be a major fail here if he doesn't take this out.
Well, I think his strength is running out easy tables. I think he runs out easy tables as good as anybody.
He's 99.9% guaranteed to get this.
Yeah, he doesn't make a lot of silly mistakes when he has a table like this.
Well, he looks as if he's having a good look at the 5. I don't know why.
Yeah, he just stopped this.
Now, is he thinking and taking this 6 into the side? Because he wants to be well away from that 8 ball, and he is.
Semi-Pro is here. Hi, Semi-Pro. You'll be happy to hear I did a build today. Of offline. Hasn't been released again, but it'll allow people to play your drill as soon as I get it released.
Good evening to Semi. So, Stubbs' failed combo has now, well, once he gets on this 9 ball, it's going to cost him 2 racks.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what both these guys need to do, is start stringing some racks.
Dead weight to the 9. Loads inside on the cue ball.
And that's kind of what I expected. And now it's the same thing here. If he breaks, has a good table, and he's got a shot on the low ball, I think he's going to run out again. I mean, I think he's going to do this every time till he either doesn't make a ball, or the table's bad, or he doesn't have a shot on the 1.
What fixes are getting done to the pockets again then, Steve, according to Semi?
Oh, he wants the pockets are club pockets on the drill right now. He wants me to make a tournament.
Right.
Which I'm not sure they really need to be tournament, to be honest with you, because I'm not sure how many people are even going to be able to do the drills on the club pockets.
So, Spectredawn is on the follow-up. He's had a ball in the break, had a shot, and, well, provided he gets decent on the 4, doesn't interfere with the 9, because that's the line he wants to go. He wants to get up the table to maybe stun this 4 in the gap between this 5 and 6.
Well, that's
he's going the other way. He's going the other way.
Wait till you try to do these drills. I think you're going to find out that they're not so easy.
That's going pear shape. He's got a toughie now. I mean, it cuts. But, now, the thin cut might mean he's taking some of this 9 ball. I mean, you never know, the 9 ball might go in.
You'd like to do them, Semi. You've already done them all more than once.
Let's see if we can get this cleaner, whether he collides with the 9, because he can either, well, he's missed it, and he's missed the pot, missed the cut, caught the 9.
We need to put some awards in for who can do those drills.
Now, Stubb,
be a bounty on them.
Rarely goes to the jump cue, but I think now might be the time to do it, because I don't think he'll get a great deal of value out of kicking that ball, especially then it's in the middle of the table.
Yeah, this is a perfect shot to jump, because you're going to get a shot on the 5 either in the same corner or in the side pocket. I mean,
here we go.
Yeah, this is about good a situation for a jump shot as you can get. I mean, other than the ball hanging in the pocket.
Well, it's running away. It needs to catch the knuckle.
Well, of course not, Sim. I haven't put the mechanism in to get an award yet. I have to keep track of everyone you've done, and then, you know, have a way to do I mean, we already have the concept of an award, but
yeah, that was tough.
look at this.
That was tough at that distance. And Stubbs come back as dying a death here.
Yeah, you get an award just for creating the drill semi.
So Spectredawn is going to be back within one.
You said you wanted to try them, so I'm assuming that means you want to do them again. Yeah, well, you know, the momentum's changed here. I think Stubb needs to refocus. I mean, this is where, you know, the momentum's changed, and now Spectredawn's in rhythm and Stubb's not. I mean, really, Stubb was just winning games by cleaning up Spectredawn's mistakes. Spectredawn stops making mistakes, and Stubb's going to actually have to do something.
Ball into the top corner pocket, top right side. Shot in one. This rack is over. I think he can get the one clean and just come off the railing up for the two.
Yeah, these are sitting pretty good. I don't see him having any trouble here. He's got himself a little funny on his 2-ball, but he's okay.
Well, he's going to stun away from the 9.
Yeah, he's a little funny on this one. I mean,
he might just, well,
I would just roll this and shoot the 5 in the other corner. He might have to either go around the back of the 6 or put a little inside on it. I mean,
I think he's looking to see how much of the rail he can take when he hits this 4. He might be trying to come over for the 5 into the same pocket.
Yeah, that's a little risky. You'd have to hit it with a little speed and some right English to get it to come across on the line you want.
Yeah, he's tried. He's left it a wee bit short.
That's not a bad play. That's not a bad play at all. This is fine.
He needs to go sharply into this corner now, which he's done. That's perfect. And of course, the imperative thing here is that the best thing probably would be staying.
He's going to roll this.
Well, is he going to go? He's leaving himself close to the cush there. He's still fine. Okay. And he's got the angle. And we've got a tied ball game, folks, as they say in the States.
It's better to take a little tougher shot and guarantee that you got the angle to get back up table than to start doing anything crazy. You got to be confident in your ability to make balls.
Was that somebody talking about stovies there? Oh, Hazard's in the building. Good evening. So 5 racks apiece. We've been playing for 41 minutes. And Spectredawn sticking with his break, but that looks dry. Look at where the 9-ball is. 1 ball is on, 2 ball is extremely tough, I think.
Yeah, let's see what this 2-ball looks like.
No, it isn't.
Not bad. You just got to get this up the table.
Now he's going to have to hit this hard to avoid the 3 for a start. and have the pace to get down the bottom end to play that too.
Yeah. Well, he can go 2 rails. I mean, you got to decide how you're going to hit this. He can go 2 rails if he wants. But a lot of players aren't comfortable with a shot 2 rails because you got to hit it hard with English.
Got to hit it hard, yeah.
Don't like that shot.
Got to get the pace into this. Watch the cue ball. It's going to bump the 4. I'll take that. The only problem now is he's got loads of traffic to avoid, and I don't think he can.
That's why I didn't like him back that way, because you really need to get above this 2 ball.
Let's have a look at the line. Can he get into this corner?
He can. There's some shots.
No.
That's not it. That's what you don't want to do. He's lucky that he's got the edge of this 3 ball. And he's got a pretty good chance of getting safe here.
Is he going to try and run off the 3 down to the 9?
Well, if you get a line coming between the 7 and the 5, you're probably going to get safe. Because between the 5 ball and the 9 ball, you want to roll the ball between the 7 and the 5. If you bump the side of the 9, you might not come up with a safety.
That's not going to do it, I don't think.
Yeah, that needed to be juiced up with a lot of English because you needed to get it to turn around the corner.
I haven't tried that, Ham. The only Tam, you've got me thinking about food now. The only time I've had hock is in soup. This needs to miss the 6. That little brush in the 6 hasn't done him any harm. We've got a 5-9 combo coming in a second here. 1 assist, 4 ball misses that side pocket jaw. And it's clean. So, who won the first rack? Because if it wasn't Spectredawn, then this is the first time Spectredawn's been in the lead.
I believe this is the first time he's been in the lead.
Well, there you go. It's a 6-5 lead. And Spectredawn will probably stick with his break. Yeah, well, he's a wee bit higher up this time. Four ball on the side, 1 in the corner, 2 ball is on. Now this is tricky. I think he's got to go 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 rails or bump into the 8.
Yeah, well, you put on a line to run into the 8.
Yeah.
Because if you hit the 8, you're probably coming up with a shot.
Let's have a look.
The only thing that can really screw you up is the 8 coming back and blocking it.
Well, let's watch the path of the cue ball here.
And the reason why you want to go at the 8 is, oh boy.
Oh, that's crazy. That was not difficult to get that cue ball down to this corner here, Steve. I mean, even I could do that. I don't know what he was trying there.
I was going to say the reason why you go into the 8s is so you don't scratch, but
I don't know what sort of English you had in the cue ball there.
I didn't have any clue that he was going to scratch on the side pocket. That's hard to do.
Well, Stubb probably giving up that rack there, thinking there's no way he's going to mess this up. I mean, the angle, he had all the angle he needed to get around the table, down onto the top of the 8 ball or whatever, and he was on the 3. And this is a gift and a half. Stubb going long.
Well, that was a little on the wide side, but he got it. Yeah, well, if you catch the rail first, it doesn't just flatten out a little. It flattens it out a lot.
Well, Stubbs saw his lead dwindle to 0. Now he's back all square.
Yeah, I mean...
And he's still breaking.
Make a ball.
Well, he did make a ball.
Yeah, he needs to change his break is what he needs.
And having the advantage of pinching that rack, he's just thrown it straight away again. Now let's check the 3 ball out.
So far, the gameplay has been fairly even, but the break,
So
Spectredawn's definitely been breaking better.
Got to leave the angle in the 2 ball here. He's he's got an angle. The question is where does he want to try and play the 3? It's got to be on the side, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, this is just natural. It's just straight top. You want to run it on a good line. I mean, you can be a little short and be okay. Obviously, long is potentially a problem, but it's hard to get yourself hooked by the 6 with the angle he's got.
This is nice pace, so it keeps going.
Yep, and that's well done.
Now, does he take any of this 9 ball? Let's have a look.
I don't think he's going to hit it at all. I don't want to hit this. Well, he's drawn it. He's going to hit it for sure if he draws.
Oh, he's in trouble now because this is awkward.
Yeah,
well,
I would have gone forward with a little right English. So.
Now, this is where the W key comes in handy. But he's looking to get the line on that 4. Doesn't need to do anything at all with the cue ball other than well, I don't think he used the W key there. See, if he'd used the W key, he would have never missed that 4 ball as much as he missed it.
I'll tell you what, that shot, that's a shot that I shoot pretty good now in real life. I used to not shoot it good, and there's 2 things that you gotta have to do that. One is that you've got to stay really solid, which isn't a problem in virtual pool. But the other is that you've got to get used to the visual, because the visual is just weird. And that's the part in virtual pool that, you know, you can practice that, set those shots up and hit a bunch of them.
That's a good shot. Well, Larry's up 12-4, so it's just a matter of time.
Well, now the question is, are you going to play for the combo or not? I'd play for...
Oh, no, you've got to come down the short side.
I'd play it down the short side myself.
Yeah, loads of room to get there. Even if you're up in the, the only problem with being up at the side pocket is you're going to take the 8 ball. He's going to be hitting this 8 ball. Nothing he can do to avoid it. Now he's hoping that he gets lucky because he's got to get the pace to cut the 7.
You don't have to. You're going to shoot the 8 down where the butt of his cue is. You're going to shoot it in that corner. You got to hit this with a little speed and make sure the 8 comes off the rail and starts down the table. You shoot it where the butt of his cue is right now.
Well, he's thought all of that, but forgot about the 7. That's a big fail.
Make the 7.
Oh, he'll be cursing at that one. I'm glad he's still muted.
that hurt.
That was painful. I think he took his eye off the 7 there, worrying about where the 8 ball was going to end up.
That's the old 2-game swing right there.
Oh, yeah.
Tell Rosin wants to know why he was muted. Wow.
Well, you haven't actually watched any Stubbs matches in the past, have you, Rosin? Yeah, Stubbs got an expletive problem.
I think you could just shorten that and just say Stubbs got a problem.
Right, so a couple of balls in the break, 2 in the 7 have gone.
This is looking pretty good. You just draw this with some left English and come around the 8 ball and you're right on the 3 and you're out. Just got to make sure you don't hit the 8 here. You want to slide past the 8 and then spin back.
Well, that's worked out nice.
He made sure he didn't hit the 8 enough that he came back on the other side of it, but that's still fine.
Well, the 4 ball's more or less in the pocket on the side, so.
Well, this is making it complicated.
I mean, he's just going to drop this in dead weight and leave the 5 into the bottom right-hand corner. I don't believe he's going to be trying. I mean, problem now though is not that. The problem's the 6 ball.
Yeah,
let's have a look at that. Well, it actually goes in both corners.
Well, he's fine if it goes in both corners.
Yeah, I mean, he can get it. I mean, the problem with going in both corners is he doesn't want to be playing this at the 9 ball side because he's got no room to work with.
He's not. He's putting right English on this. He's just making this a lot harder than it should have been.
Pace is reasonable enough.
Oh yeah, this is fine.
So it's going to be a big swing here. Should be a 2-rack lead.
So on this shot, I'd go to the other end rail and then shoot the 8 in the side because it's just a natural path.
Yeah,
He's gonna hit it easy to get there, and that's fine too. That's perfect.
Well, now would be the
Let's
perfect
see.
time
I've
to
played
build
him
on this.
before, but I can't remember anything out of order. Well, Stubb must have won then.
Yeah, Stubb must have been winning. Yeah. So the gap is now 2 in favour of Spectredawn. 8 racks to 6. Breaking from back to his first position, slightly deeper.
I'm just surprised nobody's doing a cut break. Has any of you guys tried the cut break?
Well, he ain't doing it yet. And this one's dry, and Stubb needs to get a result here, and he's got an easy start.
Oh no, Mark, Stubb is Earl's intelligent and literate. I'm not sure you can say the same about Stubb.
Well, you know what I always say with a table like this. It's a huge fail not to get out.
Well, he's been the perfect gentleman when he's been muted.
So Stubb, perfect opportunity to just stay in touch here, not let Spectre get away.
Well, I mean, this is just about a connect the dots rack here. I mean, you got a choice how to hit this. I'd go forward 2 rails. He's not going to do that. That's fine too. I mean, this is pretty much connect the dots. Yeah, I like forward 2 rails because I thought it was easier to get good on the 4, but it all works. I mean, this is pretty hard to screw up. And that's the thing. Both these players are going to run these kind of racks out. So once upon a time, I had a buddy playing on the Camel Pro circuit. They had this thing in the 80s. It was a Camel Pro. They were playing 8-ball, and it was teams of pros. So my buddy, who's Mexican, is playing. They had a bunch of Mexicans playing with Rafael Martinez, who's, I don't know if you guys have ever seen him play, but he's got a crazy big stroke and just can do amazing things. And he gets up and runs this rack out that's just, balls flying all over the place. And he runs out the rack and he sits down next to my buddy and he says, he whispers to him, "I know that's not the way you would have done it." That's kind of what Stubb reminds me of sometimes.
Larry's 15-4 up. Well, that's going pretty much the way I thought it would go, that match.
Well, was that another dry break?
Certainly looks like it, yep.
I mean, this may be the worst break percentages of anybody we're going to see here on this this match.
Well, this will be a great shot to pot this 1 ball and get back in the 2, where the cue ball is. It's nailed right in the corner pocket.
Yeah, I mean, this is natural though. I mean, there's not a whole lot you got to do.
He's going to be bottom end of this too, I think. Yeah.
Well, there wasn't too many places you get where you don't have a shot, and he managed to find one of them. I'd be rolling this thing. I'd be cutting this back to the rail, and I'd be trying to run into the 7 ball here and hook him. Only problem with the 7 is you could potentially make it. But leave the 2 ball on the end rail. Yeah, you know what? That's a little tricky with the angle he's got. I'm not sure he could shoot the shot that I'm looking at.
Are you trying to bank this too?
I'm not sure what he's doing. He's done some screwy stuff. You know, that's just not effective against anybody that can really play. That's not effective because
do you stun up towards the 8 here?
The 2 ball. You know, well, there's all kinds of things you can do.
Cut the 2 up towards him.
He looks like he's going to shoot this, but that's just, you know, that's just not an effective.
That's a crack shot.
It's not an effective
Let's
safety
watch
play.
the replay of that last shot.
You know, Stubb. You got to figure anybody that can bank's going to shoot that. That's about a 98%er for John Brumbeck.
Well, Stubbs left himself a bit straight here. In fact, far too straight in this fort. He's going to have to get some juice into this, or he's running right into the short end now. Plenty of room to pot the 5, not a problem.
No, but he banks good. Now, we may not all be John Brumbeck, but you don't have to be at 98% to shoot that bank. I mean, thing is, if you have a shot and you go, I'm going to make this 75% of the time and run out, that's 75% of the time you win. Those are great odds. So unless you have some other safety play that is a higher percentage than that, then you know you're going to shoot that every time.
No.
Well, he's got to watch out here because he could draw this into the corner if he's not careful.
Oh well, that would have saved him a bit of time, but he's
that
good.
Worked out.
Well, who thinks now that this might be going all the way, this match? It's looking like it. We're all square again. Now it might, the tide may turn now that Stubbs got the break. And he's sticking with the break. And he's pretty much getting the same result. Nada. And look at the table. I mean, this is gone. Yeah. This is gone.
Well, this is just... I mean, this is ridiculous. How many times is he gonna shoot this break? I mean,
well, this is
at some point you've got to give up and do something different.
The only tricky thing here is how he gets on the 2 and has a good enough shot to get in the 3. Because the 3 doesn't go past the 5 unless you're bolt behind it. There's no way he's playing it past the 5. So it's going into the side. That'll do nicely. That's perfect. And I think he wants to either stay outside or inside the 4 and drop onto the 5. So he's outside the 4. Well, Stubb, I don't believe has done anything to change his break. And when's he going to pick up on that? That he's just sold a rack out there, dry, perfect table for the run out, and he's back behind again, or at least he will be in a minute. No, that's a good point. I don't know whether Stubb has had a ball in the break. But
I think he, I can remember one where he did, and maybe more, but I mean, he's broken terribly, and then he's going to complain. And it's like, why didn't you do something different?
Well, that's the thing. And Stubb generally, I think for the most part, that's what Stubb does. He very often, it's as quick as the rack resets itself, the cue ball appears and bang, he's hit the ball. I mean, when's it going to sink in to maybe try something different?
Well, Hairpick, I know that better than anybody, but I'd still be changing things.
Once again, from the dry break, you know, this could be a potential to be a turning point again in Spectredawn's favour if he can And he's not really varying his break much either, Spectredawn. I mean, he'll be
You got to
back.
change something. Ball position, upper back, left or right.
Yeah, he's
The
back
butt
to he's
angle,
back to where he was at the beginning.
the speed. I mean, you know, I think it's better off hitting them hard most of the time, but
5 ball on the 1 ball, 2 ball is there, 3 balls the one to get on.
yeah, Spectredawn's had success on the break. I mean, that's really been the difference in this match. Has been the break.
6 ball goes past the 9.
Well, I don't agree with that, Hairpig. There's going to be better places to break than others. It's not going to be the same all the time. And I could prove that to you. I could write a program with a computer opponent broke and did it, you know, 10,000 times from different spots and find out where the best spot is.
Well,
but then I'd be bugged to no end, though.
This is coming across the table.
Where you should break for each game.
Well, now he's got to come. I think he's got to come back this way. You know, cut the 3 in and come back over to the left. Unless he's just going to dink it in and stay in the shorter side of the 6 for it in the side, because obviously the 6 goes both ways. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Problem with that shot is, look, he's you know, I think he'd have been far better getting up the table, and it would have been a much better chance of taking that 6 without taking any of the 9. Now he's taking some of this 9, and we don't know what's going to happen here.
Well, this is.
He could come back.
You just stop it. The problem is where's the 9 going?
Yeah, the 9 could end up on top of the 7.
Yeah, you just don't want to hit this too easy. I would hit this with a little bit of speed. Well, he hit it the right way, but he missed the ball. That's the second time he's done that in that situation where he had something. Tam wants to know what my price is. Well, there's 2 prices. It's either you can't afford it or I want beer. And since you're in the UK and I'm here, it's going to be hard for you to buy me beer.
So Stubb has been given a lifeline here in this rack. Still not decided yet though, because again, this is a little bit tricky. He can be cute here and try and just bump the 9 off the rail and away, so that he's on the 8 ball. He's went for the sort of slam it and hope it runs into open play somewhere, which it has done, and he's still on. He's still on the 8.
Yeah, well, he got a shot. That's all he needed. Now, me personally, I play this 9 ball in the side pocket. He may not do that, but I'd always play this in the side just because it's natural. You just let the cue ball run.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he's not taking your advice.
That's probably a better shot on VP. In real life, you know, it's dinking balls is not usually the best thing to be doing.
So, an hour and 5 minutes, we've played 18 racks. Stubb still breaking from the same place there. I never looked. I presume he was, and he's still getting the same result.
He made a ball.
Did he? Oh, right. I missed it. I missed it that time.
And the other thing, guys, that you really got to think about some is that, you know, it's not just about making a ball. It's about coming up with a shot on the low ball, which, you know, typically you'd play for a shot on the 1 ball, you know, unless you're trying to make the 1 ball. But, you know, you want the balls to spread good, and you want a shot on the 1 ball.
This is Stubbs had a testy one like this previously and missed one. This type of cut. Got it this time, but he's not going to have a great shot in the 3. Well, this is getting cut up past the 7. Doesn't need to blast it, just needs to cut it. The cue ball's going to go the right direction. He wants to just go probably the 2 rails. No, he's going to try and get to 3, and that'll do. But again, he could be interfering with the 9 here.
Yeah, he just got to go 2 rails. You gotta pull this back a little.
We'll see if he jacks up.
This is not a hard shot. There's plenty of room to get on the 6. You just got to pull it back. because you're not going to miss
Yeah,
that 9-ball unless you hit it ridiculously hard.
See, he's jacked up there, and he just.
But you know, I mean, that's just.
I don't think he really set himself. He jacked up, and the next thing you know, he's hit it.
That's just. We've seen him miss a few shots now where anything that was a little funny. Oh, he's got to jack up a little. Oh, he's got to bump another ball.
Yeah.
Twice when he had to bump other balls, he missed, and then there he just had to jack up a little and he missed. It's
well, I don't think he did wrong by jacking up to avoid the 9. But what I'm getting at is the speed he played it at. I don't think he really set himself. He just as quick as he could get the shot played and get it over with. I mean, little lapses like that's carelessness.
Obviously, he did something wrong because the ball didn't go in the hole and it really wasn't very close.
Now, this shot, I mean, I would actually just stun this in just to make sure I'm coming across the 8 ball. You don't want to get it wrong and stun in the pocket if you're hitting it too hard, or even just sort of drag it in and skim across. Well,
Slim, that is typically true, but the thing is that you can change where the 1 ball goes. Like, you know, let's say you're breaking from the right side, then you have your choice of whether you're going to play the 1 ball in the upper left or upper right corner, depending on how you hit it. You know, do you cut to one side? Do you cut across the top? You're hitting it square? What speed? A lot of things are going to affect where that 1 ball goes. It doesn't do you any good to hit the break and put the cue ball in the middle of the table and leave the 1 ball on end rail.
Well, that shot that Spectredawn played there, he ran into the 8. He didn't try to avoid it, but he hoped he would get lucky and have a shot. Now, I mean, he's got a shot. I mean, it's a cut. Let's have a look. How would I play this? Well, you've got to play this with right English to get across the table twice, and it's helper leather here with this shot. He's looking. I mean, the shot's there. Right English that way, back across and cut it. That's what you're going to end up doing.
Slim, never use decent and stub in the same sentence.
The only thing is the angle he's got. He has to make sure he has enough English to avoid that side pocket and get up that way. Now he's got a bit on it now. So here we go. Avoid the side pocket.
Oh, that was not well hit.
And that was perfect as far as the cue ball goes, and it's a perfect combo for stub.
Yep, that's hard to miss.
You can never miss this.
Even I'd probably make that.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That could be a big turning point again.
Well, that's a 2-game swing right there. I mean, those are the things you hate to see as a 2-game swings.
Stubb, for goodness sake. I mean, he's still doing it, and this time he's dry again. He's going to be more dry than he has got a ball in the break the way he's going, and he's not changed nothing.
He might set the record for bad break stats. He might beat Nick, Fox, all these guys that have had horrible breaking sessions.
Well, well done to Larry. Larry comfortably through 19 racks to 4.
That was a nice play. He didn't get him pinned, though. I mean, this you kick this and try to make it in the corner pocket, and you could get safe behind the 6 or 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if
you roll you try to roll this at a speed. You don't blast.
That's what I was going to say. You don't blast this because, well, you don't do that. And yet, Stubb does, and then gets lucky. Andy 8 ball goes in. Andy's got a shot in the 1. No, he hasn't. No, that's the only thing that went wrong.
Maybe he was playing the 3 ball. You know, maybe he saw, hey, you know, this ball goes. Maybe he was playing it.
Well, he'll not be played this soft. There you go. There's another one. Oh, unbelievable. What did I say about Stubb getting lucky?
Yeah.
I mean,
the question is he going to take advantage of it? Because that's what you need to do, is take advantage of your luck. And this is just a nice, simple 2-rail. Shoot it in the side pocket, and, you know, bing, bing, bing. You're out.
Well,
he overcooked it a little, but he's still fine.
Big swing, 2 racks. Well, 2-rack lead anyway.
Now he's putting English on this, which I don't get. Means he's going to shoot the 6 ball in the corner, which I don't get. I would have just hit that and brought it straight up the table and shot it in the side.
Yeah.
Because now he's funny on it. I mean,
He's got more work to do with the cue ball.
Well, I just don't get these choices because, you know, this is not what you want. It's like how to take something easy and make it hard.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, all he had to do was go up and down the table and you know, come back straight back and shoot the 6 in the side pocket. That.
Now, what the hell is this?
This is unbelievable. Is what it is.
That is so poor that he's ended up squaring the 9 ball. And I bet he's kicking himself again.
Well,
staring at an 11-9, and now he's going to be lucky to get out.
It all started for how he played on the 6.
Yeah,
that was the beginning of it. He's going to try to cut this, I think. No, now he's looked like he's banking it. Hit this at a speed where if you miss it, you leave it on the end rail. And he's not, because he's drawn it. See, I would roll this and hit it at a speed where if I miss it, it comes up on the end rail.
And it goes in and he avoids a scratch. Well, he was lucky there. But it is a 2-rack lead.
Jeez, that's almost painful to watch.
He's at it again.
Seeing that.
And he's drying. The table's wide open. The first shot's going to be the toughest. The way I see it.
Yeah. This is a 50-yard line. I think you cut this in the side myself, but cut this in the side would draw on a lot of right. Try to kill the cue ball. If you're going to shoot it in the corner, the speed's tricky. Because real easy to hook yourself on the 4 ball.
I detect a touch of sarcasm there, Steve, with Bill's comment. He says, "Awesome rack." Well done to Larry.
He's going to kill it. Yeah, I think that's the right shot. He didn't even use really much English, but that was the right shot. Especially with VP stroke of God.
So
that
now,
shot in real life, you got to really attack the cue ball to get that kind of action on it.
Well, I think he's got to leave the cue ball some sort of decent angle in this 3. He wants to get out into that table right side. So the obvious thing is leave the angle.
This is just a little soft draw, you know, just a little soft draw and you're good. You don't have to do anything here. All it is basically a soft stop shot.
Why is he spending so much time looking at this? All you do is, leave that angle. Oh,
yeah, he's pulled it back to get more angle. That's fine.
I think he's got to dig in just to come across. That's what he's doing because he doesn't want to run around and try and get past the 5 ball. Where's the cue ball going? Now he's in no man's land.
Yeah, he's still okay. This is just drawing a lot of left English. You don't want to hit this too hard because you got to get the spin to catch. If you overhit it, you won't get it to come down as much, but with this stroke, this is no problem. Well, he underhit a little, but he's still okay.
Well, we can see where the problems lie here is don't hook yourself behind the 7.
Yeah, you just got to decide where you want to go with it. I mean, you can play this 3 rails if you want, and, so you don't have to get the speed perfect. He's going to go with inside English, which is another way. Well, I wouldn't have shot it like that.
Oh, he's now in trouble. He's going to have to play a combo which isn't anywhere near set.
I mean, he had options besides that.
And this is plenty of room to make it.
Here goes Stubb again. I guess we're going to have to mute for another 30.
And the 6 ball is going to... Is it going to stay in play? Maybe not. This is one of these shots that Steve says is easy.
Let me see how this one's sitting. These shots usually are easy. Yeah, this one's a little tricky because you got to cut it a lot. This one I would use a lot of English to try to throw it. You're going to have to draw this too to avoid the side pocket. He's going to play safe.
Well,
and,
Stubbs going to bank that every day of the week. I mean, it's not easy, but he's going to be good at picking the angle.
Yeah, that's just not an effective safe. I mean, that's too easy a shot. I mean, you're just hoping the guy misses when you give up this shot.
Well, the odds are not good that he's going to miss this. He's usually pretty good.
Yeah, the angle's not. It's not this one's not automatic.
He's not to get in fact, he's cutting this. He's not banking it. He's cutting it.
Well, that was a poor choice. I would have banked that every time rather than cut it.
And he's almost got away with this.
No, he didn't.
Spectredawn
out from here.
Well, I mean, he probably maybe would have banked this. Although he can cut it. He needs to hit it though.
No, he's going to cut this. I mean, I'd cut this every day.
Oh yeah, clean.
It's not a hard cut shot.
Well, that's another painful one for Stubb. Because he can't get away from Spectredawn. Spectredawn's back in his coattails. Back to within one.
Let me give you a thought about why you banked that. Okay, so let's say you banked that 6.
Oh
boy.
I missed
Let's say you bank that 6 ball and you hit it at a speed that if you miss it and you miss it long, that the only shot's a combination on the 8 ball. Think about that. So let's say he banks it and he misses it and it goes a little long, and now the cue ball's up on the end rail, and the only shot's either a bank shot from up there or a combo on the 8. That's just, you've got a two-way shot there where even if you don't make it, you're probably not selling out. Yeah. It just made no sense for Stubb to try to cut that ball down the rail.
I hit the wrong button there, Rainfall out. That's not it. Hang on a minute, where the hell's it got to? Where is he? I've lost John Virgo. No, there he is.
Where's the cue ball going?
There he is. I've been looking for him all night.
Well, this is an interesting situation here because
big
you've got a cut on the 1, but the cut's not really very good.
That's a good shot.
Play. That's an excellent. See, that's a two-way shot because if you miss that short, it hits the tit and goes down, and you've got him hooked. No, I mean, that's the kind of shot you want to shoot at. Maybe you don't make it, but unless you hit the far tit, you're going to hook him.
He's trying to drop down in the short side of the 3, and that is perfect. That is absolutely plumb. Perfect weight.
Well, Stubb was lucky he won the last game. I don't think anybody's going to argue that.
Well, the scratch from Spectredawn could be costly because he was back in touch, and it's a big swing. But Spectredawn's got to make the most of this.
Yeah, well, there's going to be some ebb and flow in this match. I think it's going to tighten up again. I don't think anybody's running away from anybody the way it's been going.
Oh, welcome to LS3.
He'll probably shoot this in the corner. Maybe he'll soft draw it. I'd shoot this in the corner because it's natural. I don't like shooting in the side because you have to do something with the cue ball. All you have to do is roll it. As long as you don't bun it, you're fine.
Yeah, you roll it in and you're off the rail and out for the 6. Where's the problem?
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's spending so much time on this.
That always worries me when somebody spends an awful lot of time looking at something that you convince yourself it's fairly straightforward. You cut the 5 up the table, cue ball off the rail on the 6.
I mean, this is easy. For a guy that plays his level, it should just be, autopilot at this point. I mean, this is why he's struggling, because he's thinking a lot. And that's not what he normally does.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. When you start overthinking things and not just playing your natural game, you might back yourself into a corner doing these sort of things. You should have played this shot 10 minutes ago. Now he's going the other way.
And now he's trying to hook himself.
He's going to be, well, he's fine now that he's bumped to 9. He could have been in dire straits there.
Glory of that low grade horse racing. That's what we call in the States dog racing. They race dogs in Florida.
Well, he looks as if he's going to get out, and he desperately needs to. Trailing by 3.
Yeah, well, he made a pretty simple situation pretty tough.
Oh dear
God,
me,
look at
goodness
that
me.
thing. It was slow motion agony there.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
Look at that. Look. Dead weight into the side. Oh.
Well, that's 2 games in a row that he scratched on the 8 ball.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, Stubbs got away now. He's got a 4-rack cushion and a brake, sticking with the same brake, no change. Ball in the brake this time. And he's on the 1. The 2 balls going in as well. 3 balls going to have to be a combo.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what Spectredawn didn't need. His mistakes, and Stubbs starts making balls on the break. Yeah, he's going to have to shoot a combo here, but it's pretty straightforward. You want to be a little better than that on it. Yeah, well, he just made it a little harder. See, I'd always run that ball to the side rail just because being behind it's better than being above it.
Oh, he's way overcut that.
Now, I mean, that's because that side of it is kind of a tricky visual.
Well, Spectredawn, I mean, he's this is no gimme. I mean, okay, we'll give him the 3 ball into the side, but I think he might just cut his losses here and hope he bumps into the 9.
Larry, overhitting shots equals nerves. Well, it's either that or he's got a trackball.
Oh no, he's digging.
One or the other.
He's digging in to play the kill. That's a good shot. Although he's on the rail, and he's going to be anything but straight in this 5 ball.
Yeah, even straight's not horrible, but I mean, he doesn't need a lot of angle.
And that'll do it.
That's fine.
Well, you just get into the cue ball and get out.
Yeah,
you don't run this anywhere. He's running it. No, he is. He's coming. Yeah, he is. He's coming back.
I'd always come back with this. This is the kind of shot you can wham. I mean, you just got to hit it good in the pocket. Yeah, in real life, that's a big separation of players, those kind of shots, because, you know, if you've got the stroke, I mean, you can just hammer that and you're not worried about missing it. But, you know, some of the players don't have quite that speed. That shot becomes tough because when they try to hit it hard, their strokes don't hold up. They don't go where they want, and they end up missing the ball.
Well, Spectredawn could do with breaking and running here just to get back in touch. He needs that to happen for him.
Yeah, well, or at least keep control of the table.
8 ball looks as if it's gone in.
Yeah.
1 ball is over the corner. Something else has gone in. 2 balls adjacent. 3 balls handy. 5 balls over the pocket. Game over.
Yeah, it couldn't be much easier than this. It's a connect the dots wreck.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just got this is really the shot, because he's got to get himself on this 2 ball where he can stay down there for the 3, and he's hit it perfect.
Yeah.
And you know, that coming off the rail like that, going forward off the rail, is how you control the speed. I mean, that's really a pretty easy shot. Oh, look at this. Oh my God. What is going on?
That is crazy, isn't it? I mean, you'd never think he would do something like that. I think he's feeling the pinch here, Spectredawn.
I think Larry did talk him into playing with a trackball.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling the pinch.
And this is...
And it's amazing what happens when...
this is unbelievable.
Things are running through your head. He's overthinking things, I think, sometimes. But he's got the kick recovery.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, though, there's no reason to stun that ball. You just hit that and go forward with a little bit of right English. I mean, why stun it? I mean, he did something he didn't need to do.
Well, he'll be relieved at that. He's bailed himself out there. A big hole he was in. Stubb won't be happy about that, but Stubb's been muted for 30 minutes about 20 minutes ago, so he's due to come back to life.
Evening to Bedhead.
Yeah, late to the party again, Bedhead.
And this is a party, and this has been a entertaining match, and it looks like
for most of the wrong reasons.
Well, there's been some spotty play, but it is a close match, and it's kind of got everybody in the edge of their seat because you never know what's going to happen in this match. I mean, anything's liable to happen. Stay out of the pocket. Yeah.
So,
all right, he's good.
1 ball gone, 2 ball on. Can he miss that? Is that the 4? Yes, he's missed it.
Yeah, he's a little funny on this, so now you got choices. Now the shot I like here is go forward with left spin and just spin past the 4 ball.
Yeah.
Okay, he went around the corner. That's fine too. I was looking the other way, but that's fine if you can get around the corner. Because it doesn't matter if you're thin on this 4 ball.
So he wants to be sort of. Does he want to be as shallow as he can on this 6 ball?
No, not really. I mean, because you can kill this with left English. You want to make sure you don't hook yourself with a 9. You can kill this ball a lot more than most people think by putting a lot of left English on it. So, this is just a lot of left English, and you can just stop the ball, not very far out from the rail. He's not putting a lot on.
He's going 2 rails.
He's going back and forth. Yeah. I play that shot a lot in real life. I learned that shot from Efren, where you just really spin it up and, the ball just dies.
Well, it's odds on now. He is going to be back within 1. Again, he's overlooking this. Now, why is he looking at the 9 ball? I mean, the 9 ball's off the rail. Quick glance. In fact, you don't even need to look at that and pot it. He's been overcautious, I think.
No, I don't know that. That's not the record. I don't know what the record is, but it's a pretty good crowd for this. Everybody likes to see Stubb lose.
How many have we got in YouTube? How many have we got in Facebook, Twitch? Well, that's a good break.
Well, actually, Hairpig, it's not just the throw; it's a curve too, because it curves and it throws.
Well, I said a good break in terms of balls. The 3, the 4, and the 7 have gone, but there ain't any shot in the 1.
Yeah, this is.
Now here we go with the push out here.
Well, let's see what kind. Now, that's not a very good push out.
Well, I think
I'd be probably trying to run into the 9 ball, or I'd cut this 1 ball in.
Yeah,
I don't like cutting a 1 ball because it's hard to control the cue ball.
Well, that's a bump in the 2 though. How's the cue ball spinning? That'll do.
Got away with it. Yep.
And again, Spectredawn, he's played a push out and Stubbs got control of the table more or less from it.
Yeah, there were too many options on that.
Oh dear.
And Stubbs has done this over and over again today, where he's missed balls like that. I mean, really, Stubb would be way up if he hadn't missed so many simple shots.
Well, Spectredawn can't believe this, because I'm sure he'd given that up.
Well, on the other hand, Spectredawn would probably be way up if he stopped scratching on the 8 ball.
Yeah.
I mean, both these guys have just, done a lot of stuff that you don't expect them to do. Everybody in the crowd that's in this tournament is thinking, why don't these guys play like this against me?
I would suggest that there's a few people watching who haven't seen anything to be overly scared about so far.
Yeah, well, people like LS3 and Larry are just going, play like this against me and I'm winning.
Now, this is another little testy one. And, it's a sort of blind pocket.
Well, yeah, you have to decide what you're doing here, whether you're stunning it, holding it, or going forward.
And that's a good shot.
Yeah. Yeah, shot in a way that was more guaranteed.
Just needs to get into the cue ball here, I think, a wee bit. Does he want to just play that? I don't think you play this plain ball, do you? Do you risk it? Yeah, he's jacking up. I'd
probably shoot it just the way he did.
That'll do it.
it's just simplest way to guarantee you're
Well,
getting back down the table.
Stubbs still hitting his head off the desk. He's got quirt in his forehead again. Because it's all square again.
Well, LS3, you better hope that they play like this against you, whoever you get, because you're going to win if these guys do this.
90 minutes or 91 minutes we've been playing now, and we've played 26 racks. Spectredawn back to the same break, more or less.
Almost made the one ball. Now it's looking like nothing.
And Stubbs got, well, he's going to have to play, I think he's going to have to kick the rail. Is he trying to cut this onto the 3 or kick the rail and bump the 3 in? Looks as if he's trying to get it direct.
He's going to do something
stupid.
Well,
there you go. That's the way Stubb gets out of problems most of the time.
Last shot. Yeah, now he's sick again.
I mean, we've got video evidence that the bangs that he's played and the luck that he's got.
And here we go again. I don't think you can see the edge of this. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't, he's going to try to masse it a little. This is ill-advised. This kind of shot is very difficult. Yeah, he turned it too much and sold out. That's a very tough shot.
Big area to see the 3 ball.
Yeah, she probably doesn't know the meaning of fear, but the question is whether she knows the meaning of win. And she will if these guys play like they do, because they're not going to beat her playing like this.
Yeah, he's got it. That could have went funny there, but he's left the thin cut in the 3, got it, controlled it well, got the pace right. How's the angle in the 4 though? He's dead
fine.
straight.
Yeah, he's fine. He just stop the ball if he wants. I don't know what he's doing. I just, you roll forward just a touch or just stun it. That's what I do, stun it, not take a chance. Yeah, that win thing, it reminds me of that story about Michael Jordan in practice and Phil Jackson getting on their case because they weren't playing, the team wasn't playing well. And he says to Jordan, he says, there's no I in team. And Jordan says, there isn't win. It's a great comeback.
6 ball goes in the side.
Well, LS3, you're not that far behind these guys. I think they don't play a good match, and you're gonna win. You just got to bring it.
Oh dear! Oh goodness me! Spectredawn's at it now. Look at that for a shot.
Watch the replay of that last
Look at that for a shot. I'm saying the 6.
He's allowed to get lucky too. he's allowed to get lucky too. It's not, Stubbs already typed about 10 BSs now.
And why Spectredawn apologise? I'm sure Stubbs never apologised for some of the luck he's had.
No.
Mind you, he's
Stubbs
been muted.
BS.
He's been muted all the time anyway, so you never know.
When Stubbs gets lucky, he never types BS. It's only BS when you get lucky. He's got a one-way relationship with that BS.
Well, he could have finished easier than this, though. I mean, this is...
Now, he cut this ball on the side every time.
And he looks as if he's missing the 9, then again he's headed straight into it. Now he's left it tough.
It was going to be hard to miss the 9. You just had to try to play it so that you either, bumped it gently or got a little less of it, hit it easier and got less, or hit it harder. You had to try to figure out. That way you're guaranteed to make the ball and not deal with the scratch.
So Spectredawn, well, again, he's probably going to give a good look at this 9 ball. With this for the lead. And it's getting interesting now.
Well, the Mo switched, what, wasn't it 13-10 at one point, Stubb?
No, there's a 4-rack gap at one time, I think.
14-13, yeah. It's
tiny bit higher up.
And I think Stubbs probably going to come back.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. I guess I shouldn't have said that. I cursed it. And this is pretty much a connect the dots wreck. So the only thing you could possibly screw up is the 4 and 5, and that's going to be hard to do.
Well, my prediction is still available. It's still a possibility. 19. What did I say? 1950.
You need to come up short on this, which you did. You said
1915, I think.
15. Yeah, he came up short. He didn't really want to be short on the rail. I would have left some angle on that 3 ball. I would have, I would have played position to leave a little angle. He got straight in, and now this is a little funny. He should be able to handle this. Yeah, well done.
8.
That's about as perfect as you can get.
Well, he's the right side. Yeah, he's fine. So we're tied again, or we will be if he can get out.
Yeah, you can shoot this in the corner pocket where the 9 ball is going to go. And you can stun it back or you can go forward. Either way is fine. Yeah.
Well, nothing to do but let the cue ball do its thing.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys keep letting each other back in it. Stubbs up and he starts missing easy balls. And Spectredawn's up and he starts scratching. I don't know how many times he's scratched in this match, but it's been quite a few.
Still the same break, slightly off centre this time. He has moved the cue ball. So he did try something different there. It still hasn't worked though. But he's not left anything on.
But he's given up control of the table. So,
yeah.
I mean.
Now,
this is a little tricky here.
Well, I would try and bump it to the 8 and spin across this way.
I would bank it.
Like that. That's what I'd have done.
I would have banked the cue ball and let the cue ball roll into the 7.
Yeah, but he's left a tiny edge of the 1, and
and that's all it takes.
Scrub could return the favour here if he gets this thin enough.
The thing is, you got to spin this.
Oh, he's hit the 3.
Yeah, and
I think he had the left English. Yeah, he had English on it and it squirted into the 3.
Well, he needed to put English on it. He could have put inside English on it and tried to go rail first, because that would have also got him on the 3-7, I think. And it might have been a better way to play it.
Well, this isn't going to be easy. Let's say that straight away, because the 3 ball is going to be tough.
All you got to do is get on that 3-8 combo, and he's going to bump it right now. It looks like.
Well, he's took the risk, and he's okay. I think
that was close.
He's okay.
Yeah. But I think that was a good way to play it, because he was able to control where the cue ball was going.
Yeah, he'd have been unlucky not to have been able to see the 2 there with that shot.
Well, he hit it with enough speed, you knew it was going to separate. That was, I mean, if you bump that ball easy, then you're asking for it. Yeah, this is pretty much a connect the dots at this point. So it's going to be 15-14 Spectredawn with him breaking.
He doesn't want to be dead straight, but it's not a problem. That'll give him an inside angle in the 5, and he's fine for the 6.
This is one of these matches where whoever has the mo when they get close to the goal is going to be the winner. I mean, whoever gets the mo towards the end of the match is going to be the guy that wins.
Now, is Spectredawn going to hold his nerve to play this combo, or is he going to try and go over the short side?
No, you don't. That's automatic on the short side. You should never mess this up.
Yeah, that's good pace.
That's
pretty much on the money.
Yeah. If you can't get there, then you're not going to be beating too many people. That's a pretty straightforward shot.
Anywhere on the left side.
Yep, I like it playing it that way. Come to the other rail, well short of the side. Make sure you're not going to screw anything up.
Has
He's had mixed scratches.
anybody noticed in the last few streams that the little porn guy hasn't been in the chat?
Oh, did you get rid of the porn?
Well, I've reported them and blocked them. Every time I've searched for the names in the chat, I've blocked them, and then that's got rid of them until the next one appears, but they haven't been around for a while. So, Spectredawn has the lead. Can he build on it at the right time at the business end of the match?
Yeah, Paul Strickland's been a lot of great matches. He's had so many great matches. He's got one with Efren that's legendary.
Oh, well, that 5 ball almost got kicked into the 8, but Plum, I'm calling him Plum now. Stubb is Plum in the 1, and he's got a problem with the 3.
Well, the 3's a little bit tricky, but
yeah.
I mean, the thing is it goes, there's room. You just got to make sure you leave yourself a shot on it. I mean, the cue ball can't get away. It's going to hit the 7. So he's get a little bit too much angle. This is a little tricky here.
Oh, he's way over hit that. Way over hit it.
That's a problem when the ball's close to the rail. You can't really kill it.
Here we go. Here's a blast.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's a fluke. Would you believe it?
What he really should have done there when he had that much angle is either gone forward and tried to go behind it and run into it, or gone straight across and tried to run into the 7. You know, trying to get shape with that kind of very delicate shot is, because all you have to do is miss hit it just a teeny bit and you're hooked.
Well, Stubbs annoyed, I bet you, because he hasn't created on the 3 ball. He's got a damn good fluke there.
Yeah, well, this is a shot you shouldn't miss, but people do. Now he's going forward with this, which I don't like. I'd stun it over with a little left English, but the important part, of course, is making this ball.
Yeah, he's taking his time. He knows it's important. He's bumped to 4. And,
that was the problem with going the way he did, but he came out good. Now this is a shot that, this is one of those shots I think's easy that I see people on VP miss. He's going to draw it and go 3 rails, I think.
Oh dear. Hang on a minute. He's going to have to go up and down. Is it? Let's have a look. I think he's going to have to go up and down to miss the 8. No, he
can play this. He can play this off the titty. You play this off the tit into the 5 ball.
Can he get enough of it? He's looking at it and thinking about going up and down.
He can play this off the tit. He's not going to, but I'd be playing this off the titty.
Well, I think it's a bit deep in the pocket.
No, you can play it off the tit. Off the tit with left English, you can definitely hit that ball.
I think he's looking around. I think, well, he is looking at it, but I thought he was going to get up and down. Shouldn't find out.
Now, controlling the cue ball is another story. Now he's drawing this, which I don't know if I'd draw this. I think he's afraid of scratching, but there's no scratch here. Yeah. It's just getting shape on the 6 was going to be tough. So I would bank this. I would try to come on the short side of the 8, and I would try to hit it I think it's going to be hard to hit at a speed where you don't sell out the 6. But, the 9 ball is blocking the other corner. So I would bank this at a speed where, the 9 ball is going to be a blocker for you. And play the short side of the 8. This is a 2-way shot. You try to make it, and if you don't, you leave something that's not going to be very easy.
Straight in. He needs to keep running. Needs to keep running.
Yeah. Well, you hit it that hard with above the cue ball, and that's what it does. It goes to the long rail, end rail, and back out.
That'll do nicely. Although it's at distance, I mean, he should never be missing this. But this to square it up again for the umpteenth time. That's the first yawn of the night. Well, now, if my result is to come to fruition, Stubb has to kick on from here to win the match. And
it's going to be a dry break.
It is dry, and Spectredawn is sitting on the 1, 2 balls there, 3's there, 4's handy, 5's up table.
Yeah,
but
that's a
everything's
sellout
there.
break. This is a sellout break. I mean, this is what you don't want, because not only do you not make a ball, but you give the guy a great shot on the 1 ball with a table that's pretty easy.
Now, Stubbs' response for that break is BFS, and he says breaks are rigged. That's spelt BRAKS. It was drain all in 9-ball championship with that break, BRAK. And Stubbs been muted again for another 30 minutes. Well, he's got to go around the corner and behind this 4, hasn't he? Somewhere up by the 8 ball. Or is he trying to draw across? Yeah, he is. That'll do it. That was well controlled. I think the problem is he's dead straight again, is he? No, he's got a nice little angle. This is perfect. This is perfect to drop on the longer side of the 5. It looks all too easy now, this rack.
Yeah, Nick, he hasn't run out from the break too much. I don't know what the number is, but it's...
Well, I don't think the stats will be that appealing to maybe either player if they look at them. Well, he's left it as awkward as he can, queuing over the 8 ball, over the 9, pretty straight in the 7.
This is a lot more of a problem in real life, and he's going to shoot it like he would in real life. You just roll this thing in and take the shot on the 8. Although you wouldn't leave yourself on the rail like that in real life.
I mean, the problem with this shot is he's still got to run the cue ball to get it back into the table here.
Yeah, but it's automatic.
Yeah, he's fine.
All you have to do is make the ball.
So bang goes my prediction. But I also predicted early on that this could go all the way, so I covered myself both ways.
Well, I got a prediction that's guaranteed that there'll be a lot of rigged BS and FCS and all that stuff if Stubb loses.
Well,
that's what I'm predicting.
There won't be because you muted him.
Well, as soon as he comes off the mute, there'll be a rant.
So the 1, the 2, and the 4 have gone. No shot in the 3.
Yeah, well, this is just a little brush safe. So you brush the 3 ball, let the cue ball brush the 6, and that's it. That was not well played. You've got
to get to a rail.
Well, you've got to hit it harder than that. You've got to hit more of the 3 ball because you need the 3 ball to move so you can get it behind the 6.
Yeah.
And that again, that's a weakness of Spectredawn's game, is this moving game just isn't very good. That was a simple little shot that was very poorly executed.
And another lifeline for Stubb. Spectredawn just can't get away from him. But
this is why you want to play one pocket. You want to learn all these little moves like that. You play one pocket because that stuff comes up all the time.
Well, this isn't going to be easy. I'll tell you that straight away.
That's really not where you want it, is it? And he's just going to roll this, of course. I mean, now the tricky part here is the fact that part of the cue ball is obscured. I imagine the rest of it in my mind. That's how I shoot this shot. I imagine the whole cue ball, even though I can't see it. Because the way I aim, I look at the whole ball. So when I can't see the whole ball, I pretend I can see the whole ball. And when I'm really playing bad, I pretend I'm good. Sometimes that works.
Well, another completely blind cut, this 7-ball.
Yeah, and again, this is a standard shot, though. You know, it's not a shot you should be missing.
This is a 9.
We've seen him miss. We've seen him miss plenty of them tonight. Yeah, this is going to be the go forward around the corner or the draw, one or the other.
Yeah, this is a draw. He's just yanking it back. Well, it's a stun draw. He used the spin.
Yeah, in real life, I'd go forward and around the corner, but I'm really confident I can hit the diamond above the side pocket between the 9-ball and the side pocket on that shot. Unless I'm playing on the bar table, then all bets are off.
Well, who's calling it now? We're 16 racks apiece here.
That's a good strategy here, Pig. Although I wouldn't pretend I'm me. I would
Hang on a
pretend
minute.
I'm Efren. That's a better strategy than Steve.
Hang on a second. What does Spectre do here? I mean, there's not a great deal in that pocket available. He's got to look at the 1-9.
You play the combo and put the cue ball behind the 8. You play this easy and you pin him on the 8-ball. High, you're probably not going to pin him, but you're definitely going to hook him. You probably have to throw this with a little left English to hold, or a little right English to hold the cue ball behind the 8. Oh, well, okay, so he didn't make the 9.
Andy's left the 1.
He didn't get the hook. He drew it right back. You know, that 8-ball is huge when you stay 2 or 3 inches behind it. It gets really small when you draw it back 2 feet.
Well, Stubb has been gifted the opportunity here to take the lead, although he's done his best to create a problem here. I think he's still okay.
Spectredawn's kind of a conundrum because you see him do some things that just, you know, look like somebody real high speed, and then you see him do things like that where you think, gee, you know, he doesn't know a lot. It's very bizarre watching him play. You know, he's okay here. He can roll this and just, he's got enough of the 3. He can make this and just roll on the 4.
Well, he's rolled through a wee bit further than...
That's fine. He can shoot the 5 on the side.
He would like to have been maybe a wee bit more comfortable, but he might bump into the 7 here, the 8, or just go past it left side.
It's just kind of a soft stun draw is all you need here.
He's using the 8.
He's going to go straight into the 8, which is fine. This shot, I would probably just load this up with left English. He's going to bank it. That's fine too.
Well, the angle in the 6-ball, you're going right side, the shorter side of the 7.
Squeaky bum time. Well, I think these guys have been playing like they had squeaky bum syndrome the whole match.
Well, this isn't good. This isn't good.
That's okay. He's got angle. You know, this is just a 4-rail shot. He's got angle. The path is perfect for this. Maybe a little run in English, and you know, you got to get the ball to open up a little. And you know, the important thing here is getting the speed right. That's what you really got to focus on, is speed. The line's pretty much automatic with a little run in English.
Let's see if you can get near the donut. Let's see if we can pot the 7-ball first, more to the point.
Well, that's what happens with him every time he's got some situations a little funny. He's been missing the ball. Now, a lot of guys will tend to overhit this in VP. This is just kind of a real natural running shot. You know, you want to be coming in. Well, there we go. That's been the trend, and he's going to get lucky. Well, maybe he didn't.
He got on the 8-ball, but again, he's missed the actual most important part of the shot, and that's potting the ball.
How many times has he done that?
Far too many.
Well, this ball's on, though. He can cut this ball in with some inside English, and he's out. Again, this is get the speed right, because you need to leave yourself a shot on the 8 besides a bank.
Is he going to is he going to talk himself into this cutting this seven? Because this looks as if it's
I'd
going to
be
the jaw every
cutting this
time.
every time. Cutting
Well,
this with English.
I think he's going to take a big piece of this jaw.
And three whale position on the 8. You're gonna go cut this in and go 3 rails. A lot of guys tend to hit this too hard because they think they have to. You don't have to hit this shot that hard. But you do need to put a fair amount of English on it to hold it. He's taking his time and not smart, and he missed the ball. Now, I'm not sure why he missed the ball. Maybe he's just not used to playing that much English and couldn't get the sight line on it.
Well, there's a gift. And a gift for a 2-rack lead at the wrong time in the match for Spectredawn.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that difficult to cut. I mean, was it missable? Yeah, but I mean, he hit that really poorly. I mean, it wasn't close.
Well, the right English you had on it, that's why he didn't catch enough of the ball.
Well, I mean, but that's, a player at his level should be pretty good with that. I think he hit it too hard too, which when you hit it that hard, the ball deflects more, and that may have been why he missed it. I mean, the thing is, how many times you put a bunch of English on the ball and hit it that hard? Most players aren't used to that, and so when it comes up where you got a thin cut, where you got to be more accurate, and then you hit it really hard, then the ball deflects more, and then you end up thin like that.
The cue ball's fine. And Stubb has the match within his grasp here at the moment. 17-16 the lead. Ball into the side. Where's the cue ball finishing up?
Watch out. This is no good. Yeah, I saw that coming. It was like, uh-oh. All right, well, he's going to either need to jump it or push.
You know the problem
Big
here.
Decision here. Oh, he's going to try to get lucky.
And I think he has. Yeah, he's got lucky big time again.
Well, but he gave up control of the table. So the question is, what can you do from here? And I will say this is maybe not the easiest situation in the world.
Let's have a look.
Boy, this is tricky. He's going to just roll up on it maybe, and I don't like that.
I think you can just... Well, I think...
that play's no good.
When I looked at it from that side, you could actually just cut the one and drop dead onto the rail next to the 8.
Well, he gave up the bank, or Stubb could play safe here. He could slide the ball behind the 8 with a little bit of English, just stun it over and go behind the 8. He's going to shoot the shot, I think. Which, with a cue ball close like this and close to the rail, the tendency is to bank this one ball short. Just like that. And then Stubbs' tendency is to get lucky.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to try and slam the 9 in with a big stun off the 2, I think. But I don't think he got enough of the 2.
He's got to play the combo. He cannot play a carom here or billiard here. Oh, but you know what? I'll tell you what's good about this combo is that the 2 ball is going to be behind the 4. If he can control the speed of this and not hit it too hard and get the cue ball down around the 8 ball, he's going to have cover whether or not he makes this 9 ball. So, he'll probably blast this, but the right play is to hit this, so that at slow speed so that you're going to get cover. Yeah, here we go. Oh, he tried to bank it in.
This is over the side.
Yeah.
Now
I don't know that playing the bank was a terrible idea, but he didn't make it. I would have shot the 2-9 just because you had a 2-way shot there where he could get safe.
Well, that 4 ball looks as if it cheeks past the 9. And I think that's what he's taking his time to have a good look at, the 4 ball. Because that's where the problem lies. Obviously 2 and 3 are taken care of, but this 4 ball, I think if you were here on it, you're potting the 4 ball every day because you could just cheat it off the jaw.
You got a choice. I mean, you got a carom or a combo, and neither one are particularly difficult if you get the cue ball in the right spot. So, you know, the question is, where is he going to be shooting this 3? And he's right on the rail, which is not good. So now, and from here, I think you got to play for the carom. Because,
I'm wondering why he didn't go 3 rails here to get on that 3 ball.
I don't know, but from here, you almost have to play the carom because you're not going to be able to get on the combo very easily.
So he's got to get out here. And
yeah, and this is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's near impossible to scratch here.
So there we go. We're all square again.
Yeah.
Toss a coin now, guys. 1 minute, please, says Spectredawn. He's going to take a bathroom break or something.
Now, either that or he's going to throw up.
Yep.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I remember the first time I played a match for $1,000. I felt like I was going to throw up for about 4 hours.
So we wait on Spectredawn's return. 34 racks have been played in 2 hours and 3 minutes. And it's going to be short odds for a final rack decider in this match.
Yeah, this is a race to 2 at this point. Who's gonna make the mistake is what it comes down to, or who's gonna break and run out a couple racks. But I think it's going to be the former more than the latter, because you know, I think both these guys are nervous, and I think we're going to see some mistakes here.
Put 'em up, put 'em up.
Let's see, how many pesos is that? $1,000. What is that in the? What is that, like $20,000 in the Philippines?
Spectredawn
20,000 pesos.
Spectredawn says ready, but he doesn't realise Stubb's still muted, so he's going to get no response. So now Spectredawn's aware of that matter. We should be good to go. And if Stubb's not ready, we'll find out in a second or two.
Oh, it's 55K. Okay, I got the multiplier wrong, or it's changed.
So rack number 35. No, Billy Big Rigger's wrong. Stubb can see what Spectredawn says, but he just can't reply to it. So the break gives Spectredawn the 5 ball.
He's got a ball. The 7 ball, I believe you can carry him in. That will go.
Yeah.
This is a little tricky here, though. This is a little bit tricky.
Oops, hang on a minute.
Might want to run into the 3 ball here. I'd be considering running the 3 ball and trying to shove the 3 ball, and the reason why is it's a little tricky getting on this carom. Good.
Well, if he comes off this 3 ball the wrong way, he could end up hooked. And he's missed it and decided he's running for cover, but that's not exactly the best safety in the world again. He's left the cup for Stubb.
That's sort of been the whole, and Stubb's going to try to break the 7-2 out. That's been the whole match, is that most of his, oh, look at this. The whole match, it's been that Stubb, or Spectredawn hasn't played. Now,
Well, why did Stubb try to be so greedy there, Steve? Why didn't he look at the 2-7 billiard? You know,
that's a good question.
You know, why didn't he take his medicine and just drop into a spot where at least he had the sight on that option, and he's went all out and scratched?
Well, it's, you got to remember, like somebody like me, I want to control everything. I don't want to turn the cue ball loose. I don't want to run into balls and have unpredictable situations when there's a way that I know is predictable.
Yeah,
Stubb, he's used to unpredictable. That's what he likes.
We're talking about Stubb trying to use the head a bit more, and I don't see a great deal of evidence of that in the last two of his shots. But that one there, that's a big sellout, although Spectredawn's not exactly sitting pretty here.
You can bump the 3 ball here, a little soft draw. Put a little left English on this soft draw and bump the 3, just like that. I'm not going to unmute him, Hog, because I don't want to do that to Spectredawn.
But quick look at the 8 ball, because you've got to get down onto the 8 ball. The 8 ball is off the rail a fair bit.
This is a little tricky shot here. He's going to hit it. Oh boy.
It's now not on the rail, and he's got lucky there because he's brought the into play and he's landed on the 4.
Yeah, he
not part of the plan. Could have been nailed to the 9.
The BS keys are getting hit right now.
But he's now home and dry in this rack, on the hill, or at least he's going to be. Well, the one thing to come to the conclusion very readily about these two is that if they're going to go deep in this tournament and win it, then both of them have got to up their game by a fair margin. If they're going to get lucky enough to go deep.
Well, Spectredawn's a little bit more consistent and solid than Stubb, but his safety game is worse than Stubb's.
So here we go.
I'm saying this, but Stubb's safety game is better.
Stubb's got his fingers crossed. Well, the 9 ball and the 6 ball have not moved. The ball has gone in the break. There's a shot in the 1. I think the 2 ball's gone. No, it's the 3 that's gone. 2 ball and 9 it is. It's stuck together.
Yeah, but that 2 ball doesn't go. It goes on the side. It doesn't go in the corner. 2 ball only goes in one pocket, so this a little tricky here.
That 2 ball doesn't really go. No, it doesn't. Not into the corner. It doesn't.
No, it's close, but I don't think it goes. It's only goes on the side. So now at this point, you kind of got to think about. Well, he can get to this ball. He can draw this back and get to the side pocket. I mean, he's got the angle to do it.
That's what he's trying. Oh, this spin needs to slow up here. He's going to be in trouble. He's in trouble.
He'll reject it. Yeah, he'll reject it.
Stubb might live again here.
And he's got no edge. Yeah, and that's the tendency on that shot is to overcook it.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is called for a Stubb shot. He's got to blast this. I mean, he can't think he's going to get lucky, get safe here. He's got to give it a smack. Oh, look at the 9! Look at the 9! Oh!
Oh, there would have been the BS keys would have got worn out if that would have gone missed. Well, this is no gimme rack from here because the 4 ball is kind of funny.
Yeah. He's got to get that one that straight away, and that's well played. That was well played.
Very well played shot. That was the right way to play it.
All in Stubb's hand to take it all the way.
Yeah, these guys both do wonderful things a lot of times, and then they negate it with the bad things.
Well,
unfortunately, pools like golf is the negatives hurt you more than the positives help you.
There is video evidence, remember, of my second prediction earlier on tonight, and provided Stubb doesn't put his head in a vice here, he's going to take it all the way.
You know, Hugh, if you make enough predictions,
you'll get one right. Yeah, that's why I covered both bases. So here we go.
You know, the same thing works in horse racing. Just bet on all the horses and you'll always win.
Final rank decider.
Wow, what a match this is. I mean, this is what we wanted to see.
And Stubbs got a ball in the break. And another ball in the break.
He's got a shot, and the table's open. It's all up to Stubb at this point. He's got a beautiful angle to come over for the 2. This is sitting great.
It's tightish, but he will be on the 2 if he doesn't scratch.
No, he should not miss this. This is a beautiful situation.
Perfect.
I mean, if he doesn't get out here,
he's a proper numpty.
You have to dog it to not get out on this table. This is just too good.
Put him up. Put him up.
And that's well played. Now I like to see that because he hit that. He didn't try to baby it or he hit that the way that he was supposed to hit it. I know he came back a little too far and stuff, but he's fine. That was the way to play that shot, was not baby it.
He doesn't want to be over the top of the 7.
Be straight.
He is.
Yeah, he's fine. He's not straight. He can go forward on this.
He's going to have to watch his getting it clean, and he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to do that.
Well, now, remember when I told you he shot the shot the way that he should? So what's he do there? He doesn't shoot the shot the way he should.
Well, he can't miss the bank. He can't miss it.
You put English on that and make sure that you get past the 9, and instead he cinched it. You know, he didn't want to take a chance of missing the 5, and he cinched it.
He can't miss this. This is going in every day. This bank though, he's home and dry.
This is tight past the 9 ball to make this bank.
Yeah, he can get it. He can get all of the 7 that he needs to get that bank. In fact, the 9 ball's fine.
I think he's got to put. I think he's got to put some left English on this to make this bank.
No,
I don't think you can make this without putting a little left English on it.
I take it back now that I get closer to it. I'm not convinced myself. He's having to jump it.
He's going to jump it. Yeah. And
he should still get this though, as long as he gets it pure. Yeah, it's going in every day of the week. No, it isn't. Where's the 7 finishing? Would you believe it? It's got to be the billiard in the night. Does he try and... I don't know whether he can get enough of this hard enough to get the 9 in.
Well, he can shoot the 7 if he wants, because he's going to have to throw this 9 in. You can throw this 9 in. You're going to put a lot of right English on it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the safe shot is just shoot the 7. You know, for a guy that pockets balls well, the safe shot, shoot the 7. This 9 ball, you know, it's close. You got to throw it quite a bit. You have to hit this easy with a crop load of English.
Now, we've got to go back to think about how Stubbs managed to lose this rack. You know, that's well done. Where's the 9 ball finishing? I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Is he? No, he isn't. No. Unbelievable.
He's going to have to play it off the rail.
Oh, dear.
Well, Stubb dogged it by, you know, trying to cinch the 5 ball, and it's going to cost him this whole match. Not that there wasn't other things that they did wrong at some point, but no. I expect him to make this.
It's just dropped in, and it's all over, folks. Stubb had the match in his hands, and well, you take evasive action, don't you, to avoid going anywhere near.
You got to watch out for the side pocket here. I mean, it's a very slim chance with that angle, but you still don't want to.
You can still cheat the pocket and get the 9 in, and that way the cue ball's not going near the side pocket. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. Well, that's what he needs to do.
Just a wee cheat on it, and he's fine. If it goes to the first diamond, it'll still go in at the dead weight pace. You know, like that.
He did. Yeah.
Excellent.
Wow, what a match. Oh boy, is there going to be some
it wasn't what you would call top drawer. You know, it wasn't break and run, but all of the different elements in it, all the mistakes and the errors and the luck from Stubb and all of that's what makes a match. 1918 to Spectredawn.
Well, I
But
mean, Stubbs got only
blew it.
himself to blame. He had
blew
a
it.
beautiful table, and I shouldn't have praised him so much about how he hit the 4-ball, because then he turns around and does the exact opposite on the 5-ball. He tries to cinch it and hooks himself, and that's just, that's a sin there.
Well, LS3 already knew the bad news because she now plays Spectredawn, but on the evidence of that match, I wouldn't be quaking in my boots, LS3.
Well, you know what to do, LS3. Put him in a moving game.
Yeah.
Hopefully your moving games, you've been working on that, because if I was you, I'd put Spectredawn in as many moving situations as you can, because he doesn't look like he's going to be too hard to outmove.
Let's just bring up the stats for this match. I think this will be ugly.
Well, this has just got to be.
What did I put
the break
there?
stats. Well, neither one of them played well. The break stats got to be bad for Stubb, because he definitely did not break very well.
Right, let's have a look.
What are you typing? Oh, there you go.
Right, so break stats. Real Poland Power, 18 breaks, 0.44. Look at Spectredawn, he's 1.1. He's actually better than I thought for balls in the break. But look at
the
Stubb.
runouts from the break.
Absolutely hopeless. Zilch. Nothing. Nada.
Well, Spectredawn would have played a little better. He would have blown Stubb out of the water this match. I mean, he made so many mistakes, and he kept Stubb in the match.
5 runouts from the break. Break balls, 1 each. What was the other one we want to look at? Racks run, Spectredawn 7. Racks high run 2. Stubb had 3 racks run. Well, that's where I mean, when you go back and look at Stubb's break average balls, it's poor.
So Stubb had what? He had 17 breaks. For a player his caliber to have 17 breaks and not break out and run out once is pretty sad.
Yeah,
that's pretty telling right there. He never broke and ran out.
Yeah, that's one big factor. They all had, the money balls weren't missed, none of them. Racks high run only 2 from Spectredawn. So there's the stats in there shouldn't be alarming LS3 overall, and especially the way that Spectredawn was played tonight, because I think he was a bit nervy, maybe overthinking about some of them a bit too much. But Stubb lost the match. He blew it. He had it given to him, and he managed to find a way to lose it. So going back to the bracket, let's have a look and see where Stubbs ended up. Well, we know where he's ended up, but who's he liable to run into? In fact, where is he in the one-loss side? He'll be up top, is he? I don't see him. He must be further down. Oh, there he is. Well, he's going to have a comfortable match to keep him going in the one-loss side, because he's up against Ice Age, who didn't show up or didn't arrange the match with Chico, because Chico got advanced.
Has anybody seen Ice Age in the lobby lately? Because no one had seen him for a while, but when we last were up.
I've never seen him. So it should be an easy win either way, I would think. A comfortable win for Stubb. Race to 13 in the one-loss side. Quick look at the remaining matches on the schedule. We have the match I'm going to cover on Thursday is the match between Shibo and Nick. That'll be a good match to watch. The one-loss side at 6 p.m. on Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern. And then another good match, which is on Sunday afternoon. And that is a winner's side match between Chimpy and One Pocket Slim. That's another good one to catch. There's 3 good matches on here worth watching. The final one is Bill and Tommy. We'll get Bill and Tommy. So on Sunday afternoon, we have the match with Chimpy and One Pocket Slim. And then when that finishes, 3 hours later, we've got Bill and Tommy on the one-loss side. And Tommy has played great in his last match. It's whether he can sustain that against Bill. Bill needs to up his game to survive. So they're all going to be worth watching, and I should be able to catch all of those.
Matt's saying him and Larry are probably playing Wednesday.
Well, that's fine as well. It doesn't matter what time they play on Wednesday, I'll be off. Oh, let's read the chat in the lobby here. What we got?
Oh, we got all kinds of stuff.
Oh dear. You're not tough, Spec. Try me. Try and trust in the end. You'll see if you make it. I haven't played this BS in a few days either. You're not as tough as you think at all. And the thing is, Spectredawn said the opening line, just to stir it a bit, he says, "I just want to say nuclear forces have been deactivated." So anyway, Stubbs away to lick his wounds. It was enjoyable for probably not all of the right reasons, that match, but I certainly enjoyed it. I always like it when it's close and it can go either way.
When you don't know what's going to happen, I'll tell you what, one of the most fun things to watch is a couple B-level players play for a lot of money, because anything is liable to happen. When you're watching, great players, they run out all the time. They're not going to make too many mistakes. But when you got people that are making mistakes, that makes it exciting.
Well, I hope you can join us, guys, for these matches over the next few days. I'll be there for them. And if the one, who was talking about arranging a match? I wasn't even listening there.
That was Matt and Larry.
Yeah, well,
they're talking about Wednesday.
Matt and Larry can go ahead any time they want. It can be midnight. I'll be there because I'm off Wednesday, Thursday. That won't be a problem.
Yeah, I can't do this Wednesday, but I can probably do Thursday and Sunday.
It'll still be worth watching. So it'll be on YouTube for anybody that misses it. You'll have them there. Now, it's past my bedtime. I've got work tomorrow, only a short shift, but I do have to be up at 4 a.m. So I would like to thank everybody for joining us. Thanks to Steve again for taking part. And unless Steve's got anything else other than good night or good afternoon, then I will bid you all a good night, and we'll see you again soon, guys. Take care.
Yep. Good night.
Good night, ladies. You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.